Jesus says, focus on what is important. I'm leading you out of the box. So ponder these truths. May 18th, 2018. Words from Jesus to Sister Clare, spoken by Jackie. Jesus began, I don't want you to be so deeply disturbed. It is not anything earth-shaking, just difficult. And as always, you will navigate through it, in flying colors. Clare, I've heard your repentance and your feelings of hopelessness. You are nothing more than human. When these temptations assail you, and you fall, you are just like the rest of humanity, no better, no worse. And you are suffering from posttraumatic stress disorder. That's why you cry so easily. But I have you covered, you and your family. Each and every one of them is so precious to me. I'm guarding them as the apple of my eye. You've gone through a great deal of tragedy with them already. I could not make springtime bitter for you. When I say you are like the rest of humanity, you run for comfort from the nearest thing when you're feeling low. Once you have gotten over all this, and you will get over it, then you will be standing on solid ground again. I know your hurt and woundedness from all of this. I understand the depth of trial you have endured with your husband, far better than you do. And let me reassure you, this too will pass. You are going through a bit of a dark night right now. Do not despair. This too will soon be over. What I do need from you is consistency and faithfulness. Your voice is coming along painfully slowly, because you are drawn away by other things constantly. Some are necessary, some are not. But I want you to know that this too will be removed from your aching heart. Just work as hard as you can on hydration and practice. Practice does make perfect. I long to see you doing what is in your heart, and you've had tremendous opposition, but you're becoming more and more aware of it during the day, of what is taking your time as well. What needs to be added to that awareness is a conscious decision to go forward with some things and forego others in favor of what is most important. I see you doing that. I just want you to do it more. Music is important, other than prayer and specific time with your husband. That should be first and foremost filling your day. And I do mean filling it. At that point he stopped talking and he took me in his arms and started swaying back and forth with me. You just don't see the deep, deep wounds you have incurred during his sickness. And they have really taken a toll on you physically, spiritually, and mentally. But I'm turning the tables on this and healing you. And may I say, you will be better than new when I'm finished. Some things cannot be said with words, but only with hugs. I do love you, just as you are, full of flaws. I do forgive you. But I ask you to have more of a heart when it comes to sacrificing for the poor. Do with less, but take care of essentials. You are so desiring to go back to that state you were in Analomink, Pennsylvania, and you were so very poor and happy with only me. Yes, I understand that. I want you to have that now, but understand that you cannot go back. You must go forward, implementing the lessons of the past. And I will bestow on you the joys of that freedom you felt embracing holy poverty, free from so many likes and dislikes, wants and don't wants. But this will be a process, very little bits at a time. Do not embark on a project to empty your house. That would be so distracting. Instead, just call things away as you see them and stay first and foremost focused on singing and music. In the areas where you are concerned, I'm protecting you from unjust circumstances. The camp of the enemy has already suffered many losses, and may I say there is a certain reticence setting in about so many attacks against you. There are repercussions to attacking my servants, you know. Pray for them. Some are lying dead and others wounded, and my heart for them is that they renounce their lives in the darkness and come into the light to be restored to the fullness I intended for them at conception. A beauty, a life they could never imagine to be so good. So please remember to pray for them with great tenderness. Clare, I'm pleased with you. I do understand the pressures you've been under. I'm here to comfort you, my love, because your heart is for me. Even Paul suffered from the same afflictions of heart and mind, and had his own way of seeking comfort in difficult times. There is not one on earth who does not reach for a cup of cool water in their journeys through this very harsh and depleting world. You are all just human. And to you, my dear heart dwellers, understand, she is no spiritual giant, just a little girl with her hand planted firmly in mine. She's assailed just as you are. She reaches for the chocolate just like you do. And you are also similarly endowed with temptations, that from my view, and from the great cloud's view, you are all family, my family, children growing to maturity, encountering the wilderness of this world. And when I say wilderness, I do not mean the beautiful places that are wild. I mean this earth, its cultures, its habitations of demons, with or without some kind of body, as demon aliens have. They are not family. I could not even say they are dogs, because I love and cherish dogs, and that would be an insult. They are more like poisonous vipers, continually looking for a place to inject discord, hatred, judgment, and everything destructive. So walking through this tangle of snakes is not easy, and only virtue can protect you. And that is the path all my children are walking, learning the art of virtue, character, and integrity. It is difficult at times because trials must come to perfect you, and so I permit them. But at the same time, you are constantly receiving instruction, prayers, and encouragement from those who are around you, the visible and the invisible. But nonetheless, just as real as I'm to you, tell me, how fair would it be to you if I allowed you to walk in the midst of vipers, constantly giving you poisonous counsels, and did not at the same time give you angels and saints to instruct you through that mess? Do you see? And I mean this question pointedly. Do you see? For your own good, not only have I given you the lives of those who conquered themselves, written for you to study, I have even assigned them to you to help you overcome these trials. And that truly is the great cloud of witnesses. Plus, I'm always with you. Oh, how I detest the separation you must endure on earth. How I long for your spiritual eyes to be opened, so you can see the friends that walk by your side and pray for you as well. Certainly the devil has his advisors, his familiar spirits, to try and poison your conscience. Would it be right for me to allow the devils to outweigh the angels and saints in your lives? Of course not. And bear in mind, the devils have counterfeits for everything good and licit that I have established. He has nothing original in himself. All he can do is copy and pervert the good I've given, my creation. I'm leading you outside the box, my people. I'm restoring you to the truth that were stolen by Satan through well-meaning men without thorough understanding. In truth, the body does much more harm to itself than the enemy ever could. But that is because the enemy works through those with very good intentions and very limited understanding. So ponder these truths I'm imparting to you. They are part of the path that you must walk to holiness. You can stay where you want to stay. I will still work with you. But for those of you who want more and want the fullness of what I've provided for you, this is a difficult journey and requires a great deal of discernment and courage. I bless you now that you may go and bring forth fruit with greater and greater insight, understanding, and spiritual vision. I'm with you because I love you.